What's up, guys? Crypto Muser here with your daily news and analysis in the crypto markets. Now, we have some huge news coming out of the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. On this channel, I try to give you guys as much information that I get and keep you up to date with this lawsuit, right? Well, I've talked a lot about, SEC corruption, about conflicts of interest within the SEC and the Ethereum Foundation. And, we've been called, us within the XRP community and others have been called conspiracy theorists this whole time, especially by Bitcoin maxis and other people that are basically that hate on XRP and Ripple. But now the information is getting so serious now that they cannot be ignored. And now that you have Forbes magazine, you have other huge media outlets covering the story, you cannot call us conspiracy theorists anymore. Now, yesterday we got some huge information around the Bill Hinman speech. If you guys aren't up to date with Bill Hinman was the head of Division of Corporate Finance within the SEC for, I think, 3 or 4 years. This is back, I think he left right after the Trump administration. We switched over to the Biden administration. But while Bill Hinman was with the administration, he was getting paid $15 million by his ex-law firm, Simpson & Thacher. And now, during this whole lawsuit with the SEC and Ripple, there's been a lot of questions around why was he getting paid $15 million by a law firm, right, that was highly invested in the Ethereum Foundation, right? It made no sense. Why is this man, while he's at the SEC, getting paid $15 million by a law firm that is, highly invested in Ethereum and in Bitcoin? And the questions arose when he gave that famous speech back in June 2018, where he gave Ethereum a free pass, right? So since then, there's been a lot of questions around that. And Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, everybody within Ripple was like, all right, well, if you're going to come out and give a speech and give Bitcoin and Ethereum a free pass, essentially, right? Why not mention XRP? XRP was around before Ethereum, right? XRP never had Ripple never had a ICO, so it's almost more decentralized than Ethereum. Why, as the SEC, why would you come out and give just Ethereum and Bitcoin clarity in the market and not anybody else, and especially XRP? So since this lawsuit came down against Ripple and XRP, Bill Hinman has been basically, in the crosshairs. Why did you give the speech? Why are you getting paid $15 million? And what happened was government Empower Oversight, which is a government oversight nonprofit. This was like halfway into the lawsuit, 6 months into the lawsuit. Government Empower Oversight, with the FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, asked the SEC for documents, any emails or documents related to Bill Hinman and Simpson & Thacher while he was at the SEC. Well, when they first requested the FOIA for documents, they said, oh, sorry, we have no documents, basically we have nothing. Basically told them to go fuck off, right? And then it took Empower Oversight to basically sue the SEC to get these documents, and all of a sudden, the SEC was like, oh, by the way, we said we had no documents. Actually, we have over 1,000 emails, related from Bill Hinman's emails from Simpson & Thacher and other, high-level people within the SEC. So, obviously they were trying to hide something, and until they got sued, then they were like, okay, we have to, due to the FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act, now we have to give over these documents. So as they were going through all these, over 1,000 emails, so obviously it's going to take time to go through all these emails, and, the way the SEC is doing it, they're slowly giving Empower Oversight these emails, right? They're not giving them all in one tranche. So they're slowly feeding Empower Oversight these emails. And as Empower Oversight is reading through these emails, they're getting a lot of information. And just recently, yesterday, a total bombshell was dropped. So let's just get into it. Before I get into the video, guys, if you guys could please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, will be very much appreciated. I'm trying to get this information out to you guys to as many people as possible. So if you guys could please, maybe share the video, when you like it, it really helps the YouTube algorithm get these videos out to more people. So it'd be very much appreciated. But let's get right into it, guys. So first I have a tweet from Empower Oversight. So this is the first tweet I saw about this. And then I have a bunch of, from John Deaton, from other people within the XRP community, some Eleanor Tourette from Fox Business. But this is what, brought me into this information. So Empower Oversight tweeted this: Empower Oversight obtains additional documents shedding light on potential cryptocurrency conflicts of interest within the SEC. Empower Oversight received over 200 pages of emails from the SEC responsive to the FOIA requests for records that could shed light on allegations of conflicts of interest associated with the SEC's selective enforcement actions involving cryptocurrencies. Now, the documents show that the SEC Ethics Office cautioned former SEC official Bill Hinman that he had a direct financial interest in Simpson and Thacher. Yet Hinman continued to meet with the firm in spite of these warnings. Hinman met with Josh Bonney, a partner with Simpson and Thacher, at least 3 times after that warning. Hinman also met with the co-founders and investors in Ethereum ahead of the market-moving speech he gave in 2018, declaring that the digital asset Ether was not a security. All these released emails can be found in full length in the link below. Now, I'm not going to go through all the emails in the link, but we're going to read some stuff about John Deaton and other people commenting on these emails, right? So this is John Deaton. Now, Hinman didn't have retirement benefits. He had an ongoing financial interest in the success of Simpson and Thacher. The better his law firm did, the better he did. Helping clients equals money for the Ethereum Alliance. Ethics told him not to meet with his partners at Simpson and Thacher, yet he continued to have meetings. He was a double agent, basically what John Deaton was saying. So so put it this way: before the SEC, he's working with Simpson and Thacher for many years, right? Getting paid in that law firm. He leaves the law firm to join the SEC. But while he's at the SEC, he's still getting paid in retirement funds, as I'll put in quotations, retirement benefits, $15 million, right? That's a lot of money to be as retirement funds from a law firm, right? So as he's at the SEC, he's getting paid this $15 million. And while he's at the SEC, he gives a speech that gives Ethereum a free pass. And his law firm, Simpson and Thacher, who does this law firm basically work for and have huge interest with? The Ethereum Alliance. Who did that speech that he gave in 2018 really benefit the most? Ethereum, right? I think billions of dollars were made probably by, or if not, hundreds of millions of dollars were made from this huge interest that his ex-law firm, or basically, he's calling it a double agent because, he said that he's getting retirement benefits from Simpson and Thacher, but he's basically getting paid from Simpson and Thacher. So he's working for Simpson and Thacher while he's at the SEC. I mean, how corrupt can you be, right? So then it continues on down here. Oh, sorry. We'll go to the next thing. So he actually continued everything with cryptolaw.com, our Crypto Law on Twitter's page. So just added to our document library, the Hinman emails. Hinman explicitly warned he may never meet with Simpson and Thacher while in office at the SEC. Then he promptly and repeatedly violates the rule. So this is one of the emails. In a terse exchange, in a verse exchange with the SEC ethics staffer on January 25th, 2018, Hinman tries to get clearance to attend a meeting with Simpson and Thacher in London. The woman with the ethics office warns him that he can't have any meetings with the firm. He tries to take a conversation off email. So he's basically trying to hide this conversation. This is why this is coming to light, because the idiot that he is, he was emailing Simpson and Thacher on his SEC email. So then the staffer replies with a more explicit and pointed warning that he has a bar under the Criminal Financial Code that no contact with Simpson and Thacher, even calls with them, is legally allowed. Adding there is also a serious optics issue. So the people at the ethics office are basically pleading with them, do not have any meetings, do not have any phone calls with them. You have obviously this huge optics issue if you are having meetings and talking to Simpson and Thacher while you are at the SEC. So he's warned repeatedly by the ethics office, and he still has these meetings and has these contacts with Simpson and Thatcher. So in the previously released Hinman Bonney emails, Hinman is seen violating the rule at least 4 times by meeting privately with Simpson and Thatcher partner Josh Bonney, including 7 months after the explicit warning that it would be a criminal financial conflict to do so. And then finally, we don't know what Hinman and Bonney discussed in these private meetings on November 28th, 2017, 9/6/2018, 9/8/2019, and 9/17/2020, or how many other times Hinman violated criminal financial conflict rules without using his official SEC email account. So that's even crazier. So he was giving these. This was under his SEC email, right? How many meetings was he, or how many conversations and meetings did he have, when he was using a private email, right? This is where it gets interesting. This guy obviously was communicating with Simpson and Thatcher while he's at the SEC. He's also, it's documented that he's also communicating with the Ethereum Alliance and people within the Ethereum in consensus, like Joe Lubin and others. So he's speaking with Simpson and Thatcher. He's speaking with the Ethereum Alliance. And then he goes on to give a speech to give Ethereum a free pass in 2018, making his law firm millions of dollars. And in fact, by making his law firm millions of dollars, he's making himself millions of dollars while he's getting paid millions of dollars from Simpson and Thatcher while he's at the SEC. I mean, how blatantly corrupt do you have to be, right? Now it's just like, before it was like, it doesn't look good, right? He's getting paid $15 million from his ex-law firm, supposed retirement benefits, and then he gives a free pass speech to Ethereum. The optics look bad, but maybe, who knows? Maybe there was nothing there. But now, obviously, there's something there because he's having direct contact with Simpson and Thatcher while he's getting paid the $15 million, right? And then gives Ethereum the free pass. And then, lo and behold, he leaves the SEC, and who does he go to work for? He comes out of retirement and goes and works for Simpson and Thatcher again. I mean, how blatantly corrupt, in your face corruptness can it be, right? It just goes to show these guys are they don't care. They just do not care, right? He's warned by the ethics office in the SEC saying that this looks bad. You shouldn't have these meetings with with Simpson and Thatcher. This is direct criminal financial conflict. You can't do this. And he's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to arrest me? People within that's the messed up thing about the corruption in this way. They really think that nothing's going to happen because who goes to jail for this? They never go to jail. What are they going to give us a fine? What are you going to give me, $15 million fine? That's nothing to these people. If he's getting paid, if these people are making hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, what is a $15 million fine? What's a $10 million fine? Nothing to these people. And that's all that ever happens, if anything, right? Usually nothing happens, but if they do, they get a little fine, slap on the wrist, whatever, hey, stop doing that. Yeah, right. They're going to continue to do this over and over again, and it's nothing new, right? We just see this over and over again, and the ordinary people like us are just left to be like, I guess that's the way it is, right? They just get to do whatever they want. They get to do, politicians that inside trading, corruptness to its core, and that's the U.S. government. And it's just unbelievable that this keeps going on and going on right in front of our faces. Like, they're not even hiding it anymore. Unbelievable, right? So then, thank God for now, finally, because it's so blatantly in your face, and now that people within the XRP community and lawyers like John Deaton and Jeremy Hogan are pointing this out so much, now it's all over Twitter, all over some serious media outlets. Eleanor Tourette at Fox Business tweeted this out. According to John Deaton, government employees are prohibited from participating personally in matters where they have financial interest. According to those emails, it seems Hinman met with members of his old firm, and now obviously not his old firm because he's working for him again, anyway, despite an SEC ethics staffer warning. And then she continues on and says, it would be a criminal financial conflict to do so. I have reached out to Mr. Hinman as well as the SEC for comment on this. Do you think that she's gonna get any comment from Bill Hinman or anybody within the SEC? No, I'm sure we're gonna get crickets because they don't care. They do not care unless there is finally an investigation from Congress or within the Justice Department, they do not care. They will continue to do this. So I mean, the pressure's on now. Now that we have someone at Fox Business, we have a Forbes article. We actually have a 360 Law 360 article, which is a very well respected law magazine. The pressure's on. There has to be an investigation. If there is not an investigation after all this, then for sure that we live in a total corrupt, fraudulent system. So then we have a 360 law360.com article, which is Jeremy Hogan states is a reputable online legal journal. Now they're catching wind to this, right? So John Deaton first says, the more we get the story out, the more independent voices like this will be heard. And even Jeremy Hogan says, the work the Twitter sleuths and Empower have been doing is apparently leaked out to the mainstream. That attorney called into question. So that attorney is talking about the attorney with the law360.com article. So that attorney called into question the SEC's motives in bringing the lawsuit. What you've been talking about for over a year, and this is what John Deaton's been talking about for over a year. Obviously, the attorney, the motives within the SEC are being called into question. Why bring this lawsuit against Ripple, right? What was the point in bringing this lawsuit when you knew people within the SEC knew that XRP was not a security? So obviously this was used as a weapon against Ripple to help Ethereum. And now you have Bill Hinman, right? Gives this speech to give Ethereum a free pass. And now we know that Bill Hinman was getting paid to do that. And then Jay Clayton, you think Jay Clayton, who was the chair of the SEC at the time, would be, have something against that, right? This is why these emails and drafts of the emails or drafts of that speech are so important for Ripple to get. That's the big thing right now with this lawsuit. The judge is coming up with a reconsideration of that, giving up those emails and drafts any day now, right? The reason why they're so important is because Jay Clayton was a person that was helping, write that speech, basically. He got emails and drafts of the speech. So Jay Clayton knew exactly what was going on. He's also the head of the SEC at the time, so nothing gets by him without, getting the okay, right? So this is where it gets even more interesting, because obviously the corruption is so deep within the SEC that Jay Clayton, when he brings this lawsuit against Ripple on his last day, by the way, he knows what that's going to do. He knows exactly what that's going to do. He knows that Ripple is going to lose business, right? It's going to be drawn out. This lawsuit will get drawn out for, obviously, look, we're a year and 6 months now, and it's going to hurt Ripple's business. It's going to hurt XRP, because they're not just saying Ripple did anything illegal. They're saying that XRP itself, the token itself, is a security. So what happened when the lawsuit came down? All the U.S. exchanges delisted XRP. And what happened? XRP fell down. It was at about 58, 60 cents before the lawsuit. It was leading the market, right, for this the bull market. And then, boom, they slapped the lawsuit on, and then the rest of the market continues on with a major bull run, right? And XRP falls down to 17 cents. They knew exactly what they were doing. And who benefited the most out of all this? Ethereum. And why would they want Ethereum to benefit? Because they were highly invested in Ethereum and Bitcoin, right? Jay Clayton goes and works with One River in another crypto company that is highly invested in Ethereum. So they made millions of dollars by coming after Ripple. Now, this is so corrupt where it's like, how is a government agency going to get away with this, right? So what they're saying here now in this law360.com article, let's just actually get into it real quick. Let's get into this. So Jeremy Hogan says, wow, law360.com is a reputable online legal journal. In the article, attorney Francone essentially states that the lawsuit against Garlinghouse is an abuse of prosecutorial discretion or even malicious prosecution by the SEC, and Congress should enact with consequences. Now, even now, this lawyer at law360.com is saying that there needs to be an investigation. So the pressure is on, like I'm saying. If there's not an investigation after all this, then like I said, we live in a total fraudulent system. I mean, you have to give it up to the Twitter sleuths and the XRP community members, and obviously John Deaton and Jeremy Hogan and everybody involved in all this, and especially in Power Oversight. I mean, the pressure has been put on, and now you have, like I said, a reputable online legal journal here. You have Fox Business, you have CNBC now calling them out, Forbes magazine. There's no way an investigation will not be brought now. And I'm telling you right now, guys, if you're an XRP holder and this investigation happens, right? And they find out that Jay Clayton and Bill Hinman and everybody within the SEC brought this lawsuit on criminal conflicts here, then we can sue the SEC and get damages, right? They've screwed with our hard-earned money, our investments. We should be compensated for the damages that they put on all XRP holders. I mean, they're literally suing Ripple and XRP to protect investors, and meanwhile, they damaged hundreds of thousands of XRP investors. Where's our damages? Where's our money, right? I'm telling you guys, and John Deaton has stated this. If there was criminal intent, if there was anything criminally done from these guys at the SEC that hurt our investment, we can sue them for damages. I mean, this is going to get serious. I know it's going to take probably a lot of time to, come even close to getting any money out of these guys, but we will try, right? We'll do it. And John Deaton has stated that he will represent XRP holders, and if that happens. So, I mean, this lawsuit, like I said in past videos, as much as, this lawsuit has been painful to go through, this was the best thing that ever could happen, honestly, because it is, if an investigation does happen, and, like I said, there was criminal intent and they get charged or whatever happens, the SEC is basically shut down. I mean, either they basically totally get shut down, or everybody gets fired and they have to rebuild this thing from the ground up. And I mean, this has been due for this type of thing for years, obviously, because I've talked about on this channel, decades and decades of corruption within the SEC. But this is finally, it got to a point where these guys were so arrogant, right, that they thought they were going to get away with this. They've been doing it, under our eyes for so long, but now they were so arrogant and so, just, oh my God, so evil, right? I don't even want to use that word, but they were evil. They were trying to benefit themselves by hurting innocent XRP holders and innocent Americans and other people all around the world. And they better get what's coming to them. I'm telling you guys right now, there's just no getting around this anymore, right? So I'm getting worked up, right? I hope you guys are getting worked up too. This is serious shit. So I just want to end this. A couple things I just want to. So this is a interview that John Deaton had on Fox Business with what's his name? I forget his name. Charles Payne. So let's just listen to this real quick.
Bitcoin 2022 opened in Miami today, unveiling a cool version of Wall Street's bull. Now, there's a lot of excitement, and of course, it's not just Bitcoin, but this entire crypto space. Although someone forgot to tell the market today, golly, they're taking it on the chin. I want to bring in crypto law founder John Deaton. And John, I want to get into some of the legal hurdles and the government challenges, but just your initial thoughts on the deep penetration that crypto is having around the world. I mean, there's unbridled excitement, and it just seems to be catching fire more and more each day, doesn't it?
It does, Charles. Thank you for having me. I think the excitement and the optimism actually stems from the lack of faith that we have in our government-controlled fiat system. When you think about it, Charles, what is fiat today? It's debt. The U.S. dollar I have in my pocket, there's a promise from the government that it's going to have a certain value. The same government that has printed 80% of all U.S. dollars in the world's existence in the last 2 years. And when you're in a faith-based system, that doesn't generate a lot of faith.
That's
and
true.
I think cryptocurrency is the alternative to that system.
So this week, the SEC chair said that crypto platforms should be registered and regulated like exchanges. Then this morning, I'm not sure if you saw the Janet Yellen testimony in Congress. It was nuts. All these lawmakers getting up and dragging crypto through the mud, associating it with Russia and criminal activities. I mean, it really does feel like they're going to do whatever they can to derail this thing. Can they achieve that?
They could try, but they're ultimately going to fail. Sounds like they're threatened, doesn't it? Gary Gensler has waged a war on crypto. All right, for example, he says that the crypto platforms, the Coinbases and the Krakens of the world, these digital exchanges, that they need to be regulated. They need to register with the SEC. But Charles, the only reason they would register with the SEC is if they were selling securities. When they go to Gary Gensler and say, hey, I've got 70, 80 tokens on my platform. We don't believe they're securities. Which one do you believe are securities? We'll take them off the platform. Gary Gensler's response is, we won't give you advice. You just need to come in and register anyways. That's not a system that works because he wants to allow vagueness. He doesn't want to give guidance because if he gives guidance, companies can comply. He wants to engage in this regulation by enforcement. And it's got to stop. As far as the FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt about criminal and illicit activities, the FBI, the CIA, they've all come out and said they hope that criminals use the blockchain. It's a public distributed ledger. You'd have to be a moron to engage your criminal enterprise on Bitcoin or any of these other cryptos.
Now, you represent, from what I read, at least 66,000 holders of Ripple, a decentralized payment platform that allows for secure, instant financial transactions around the world. What is the beef here? Why is the SEC trying to shut this down?
Well, Charles, we did something that's never been done. We actually went into court. We petitioned the court and said, we want to be named as defendants in this case. And the judge, in our opinion, said, in a non-family situation, this has never happened. Who goes in and says, sue us too? Because they effectively did. When the SEC filed this case against Ripple and its two executives in December of 2020, they didn't just go after them. They attacked every single XRP holder because they're going with this absurd claim that all XRP, even XRP traded in the secondary market with no connection to Ripple, that they're all unregistered securities. Charles, they're saying this despite the fact that for 8 years it traded publicly in the United States. They're saying this despite in 2015, the U.S. government, FinCEN, declared XRP a virtual currency. And despite the fact that every foreign government, the UK, Japan, Switzerland, Singapore, United Arab Emirates, every foreign government that's looked at this token has declared it a non-security. Yet our SEC is stating otherwise.
John, I got to tell you, people love you. You've done an amazing job. And I can tell you just from your first appearance here, I can see why. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Charles. I look forward to coming back hopefully one day.
Absolutely.
I mean, what a boss. I mean, to have a man like that, representing us XRP holders, I mean, we couldn't ask for a better person or better lawyer, right? I just want to give kudos to John Deaton. I mean, since day one, he's been fighting on behalf of not just XRP holders, but all of crypto. Because don't get it twisted. This is an attack on all of crypto, right? By them being able to do this with XRP, they are attacking, and then they're basically, poo-pooing the whole crypto space, right? To think they can just do this so blatantly corrupt in what they did, they think they can get away with it, is just, putting a stain on crypto. And that's why we should all be up in arms against the SEC, right? You can hate on Ripple, you can hate on XRP or whatever, but we all have to be in this fight against the SEC because, like he said there, Gary Gensler and the SEC have this basically crusade against all of crypto. He will not state anything is not a security. He won't state that Bitcoin is not a security. He won't state that Ethereum is not a security. He wants to keep it so vague and so unclear that he can go after anybody without consequences, right? This is why, like I said, we need to stick together and have this fight against the SEC. And now you have, Janet Yellen up there saying that, still trying to say that, crypto is only used for nefarious activity and for money laundering and all this BS. That obviously he said that the FBI and the CIA have come out and said there's no way that criminals are going to use crypto to get around sanctions or for money laundering or anything like that because it is a public ledger. All these transactions are transparent, right? You can see all the transactions. You'd have to be an idiot to try to do anything illegal on the blockchain. That's why it's so good. That's why these governments should want to use it, right? It would cause for less money laundering and less illegal activity. So it's just crazy to think that they're still trying to use this crazy argument that it's somehow used by criminals, right? It's just BS, and we know it. So the last thing here I want to tell you guys about is this Ripple versus SEC documentary that they've been working on for the last year or so. I guess you can find it on M Content, which is a decentralized social media platform. M Content is introducing the world's first digital content marketplace that aims to build a collaborative content ecosystem powered by the blockchain. Now, this is what we need more of, right? With Twitter, even though Elon Musk bought 9% of Twitter, it's still compromised, right? The censorship issues with these social media platforms has gone too far. I mean, hopefully Elon Musk can do something to change Twitter's reputation, but I believe that it's so far gone that there's no getting around it, right? So it's up to decentralized platforms like this, like M Content, to really give us the information without this bullshit censorship, right? So you can find the documentary on M Content. I don't have the link here, but my next video I'll give you guys more of a link of where to find the documentary. But I'll end the video there, guys. Just remember, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. But remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Please do not take anything I write or say as financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. And thanks, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.